The largest anti-drug operation in UK history uncovered. It was the biggest takedown the UK has ever seen. A multi-million-pound operation shattered in one swift move. Secret networks exposed, encrypted messages intercepted, and some of the most powerful criminal masterminds in Britain brought to justice. But how did authorities pull off such a massive bust? And what shocking details did they uncover? Today, we're diving deep into the largest anti-drug operation in UK history, the undercover investigations, the high-stakes arrests, and the impact this will have on the underground drug empire. Buckle up, this is a story you won't believe. But before we start this rousing journey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into major global crime stories. Let's get into it. A sophisticated international drug smuggling network, capable of moving multiple shipments weekly, has been dismantled after the longest criminal trial in UK history. The trial led to the conviction of 18 individuals involved in trafficking cocaine, heroin, amphetamines, and cannabis, primarily from the Netherlands. The operation, which funneled billions of pounds worth of drugs into the UK, was led by Paul Green, a crime boss notorious for his brutal threats and elaborate smuggling tactics. A record-breaking criminal trial. The extensive investigation, conducted by the UK's National Crime Agency, NCA, revealed the most significant drug conspiracy ever uncovered in the country. Law enforcement agencies estimate that the criminal organization smuggled more than 50 tons of drugs, the equivalent weight of approximately 30 family cars, into the UK. The scale of this illicit operation necessitated two separate trials, one of which lasted 23 months, setting a record for the longest trial in England and Wales, while the other spanned 9 months. On Monday, Manchester Crown Court lifted reporting restrictions on the second trial, making details of the NCA's findings and the legal proceedings public. The judge presiding over the case described the smuggling operation as being executed on an industrial and unprecedented scale, hiding drugs in food shipments. Between August 2015 and September 2018, authorities intercepted 6 of the group's shipments, collectively valued at $51.69 on the streets. Investigations uncovered that these seizures represented only a fraction of the criminal enterprise's operations. If even half of the shipments contained similar quantities of drugs, the estimated total street value would exceed $3.85 billion. Paul Green, 59, masterminded the operation and was sentenced to 32 years in prison. To mask his criminal activities, he established a network of shell companies and warehouses in England and the Netherlands. His organization concealed drugs within shipments of pungent food products such as onions, garlic, and ginger to avoid detection. The group purchased between 40 and 50 tons of onions weekly, so many that they struggled to dispose of them, often resorting to re-shipping them across Europe as cover loads. Prosecutor Casey Andrew Thomas highlighted the group's cunning tactics during the trial, remarking, "The stench of criminality is overwhelming. Encrypted communications and fake identities." To evade authorities, Green and his associates employed encrypted messaging, forged documents, and false identities. Green even rented a hotel room near his Widnes, Cheshire residence solely to access Wi-Fi anonymously. The group also acquired both active and defunct legitimate businesses, ensuring their operations appeared above board. Some shell companies had valid VAT numbers, adding to their credibility. Beyond trafficking drugs for their own network, Green's syndicate facilitated smuggling operations for other criminal organizations. Charges against its members were linked to 5 distinct conspiracies. A failed smuggling attempt unravels the operation. In March 2016, Green's criminal network faced a significant setback when UK Border Force intercepted a van carrying amphetamine base oil worth $1.4 million, hidden in cream bottles from Belgium. The loss did not deter the group, which continued its smuggling activities. Later, the organization attempted to smuggle 8 kilos of cocaine, valued at nearly $1.27, using a cloned version of a legitimate business based in Truro, Cornwall. The drugs were transported from a warehouse in Uithoorn, Netherlands, hidden in ginger cartons, and distributed across rented storage facilities in Bolton, Wigan, and Ormskirk. Throughout their operations, the group leased warehouses in several other locations, including Leeds, Preston, Sheffield, and Warrington. In September 2016, an unwitting Dutch transporter hired to deliver a shipment grew suspicious and contacted authorities. Police discovered 8 1-kilogram packages of cocaine, each marked for separate buyers. A month later, Dutch authorities intercepted another smuggling attempt, 57 kilos of amphetamine worth $1.4 million. 2 of Green's key operatives, Russell Leonard, 47, and another unidentified man, were tasked with overseeing this shipment. Instead of ensuring the safe transit of the contraband, they spent the night drinking in Amstelveen, a suburb of Amsterdam, leaving their van unattended. Their reckless behavior led to their downfall. In a recorded conversation, an enraged Green warned them, "If the van disappears or the police take it, there will be Fosting murders." By morning, as Leonard and his accomplice attempted to move the van, Dutch authorities arrested them on the spot. Leonard was subsequently sentenced to 24 years in prison, international crime collaboration, and major drug seizures. By 2017, the gang expanded its network, forging alliances with Dutch criminals, including Barbara Reinbout, 53, and Johannes Vesters, 54. Both were later extradited to the UK and sentenced to 18 and 20 years in prison, respectively. In 2018, as NCA and Dutch authorities intensified their joint investigations, they uncovered the staggering scope of the syndicate's activities. Major seizures linked to the group included 450 kilograms of cocaine and heroin, 2 tons of cannabis, multiple confiscations at Killingholme and Immingham ports in Lincolnshire, as well as in the Netherlands, financial crimes and identity theft. Green's criminal empire extended beyond drug trafficking. He was also convicted of fraud. Alongside his accomplice Leslie Kewen, 63, he stole a man's identity to secure a fraudulent $344,600 mortgage. They used the victim's name to open bank accounts, establish a sham business called Blackpool Fruit and Veg, and lease a warehouse in Leeds. When authorities apprehended Green, they seized nearly $12,931.33 in cash from his home. Financial records revealed that he and his wife spent over $33,617.93 on watches and jewelry within 6 months. Between 2016 and 2018, they funneled over $1.95 million through their accounts. Authorities condemned the devastation left behind. Judge Paul Lawton denounced the criminals, stating, "Only the dedication, persistence, and professionalism of the National Crime Agency, working alongside Dutch authorities, exposed the scale and complexity of your operation." He further emphasized, "You fueled addiction and crime across the UK, from London to Scotland, with full knowledge of the consequences, social degradation, violence, and even death, yet you persisted." A crushing blow to organized crime. NCA operations. Director Rob Jones stressed the broader implications of the case. Without criminals like these, there would be no county lines drug dealers, no territorial murders, and no innocent bystanders caught in crossfire. Regional NCA Chief Richard Harrison added, "This network was cold, calculating, and ruthless. They cloned businesses, stole identities, and smuggled unthinkable quantities of drugs into the UK, leaving destruction in their wake." With the criminals now behind bars, the UK Crown Prosecution Service has confirmed it will initiate asset confiscation proceedings, seeking to strip the syndicate of its illicitly acquired wealth.